What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, coming at you guys with another Harpie deck profile. And this one, of course, is because the recent update to the Rush Duel Forbidden Limited list, which goes into effect July the 1st. I did not expect for this to be something that was going to happen. I did not expect as many Harpie cards to have gotten hit, and they did. So what I am trying to do is, of course, give you guys maybe a skeleton to play off of to change your variation of Harpies when you're playing Rush Duel, because TCG does not have Rush Duel. There's no confirmation or anything on Rush Duel coming to the TCG. TCG already has enough issues as it is, as far as many of you know. And then Rush Duel's hits to Harpies definitely did throw me for a loop. But then again, like I said, I don't have much access to tournament information for Rush Duels from the OCG. But I do my best to basically give you guys what I can for my variation. And I had to fix my variation up because of the most recent changes to the Forbidden Limited list. Which, alright. So, with that said and done, I'm going to go ahead and go into this deck profile, and then I will go into more things after. So starting off with my monsters, I'm running triple copies of my Harpie Lady, then triple copies of Harpie Lady 3, and the one copies each of Harpie Lady 1, 2, and Harpie Lady Pet Master. From there, I'm running 3 copies of Harpie Lady Sisters, Harpie Lady Sisters L, and Harpie Lady Sisters R. From there, my last bit of monsters are my 3 copies of my girl Harpie Regina, 2 copies of my Harpie Kara, 2 copies of my Harpie Belle, and my 1 legend monster, which is Ryza the Storm Monarch. So that is it for all my monsters in the main deck. For my monster, well, for my cells and traps, which are coming up next, I am running 3 copies of Harpie's Full Dress. That's followed by 2 copies of Elegant Ingetus, 2 copies of my Triangle Ecstasy Spark, and 1 copy of Dark Hole for my Legends card. Alright, from there are my traps, and that's simply the 3 copies of my Splendid Slash, then 2 copies of Hysteric Party, and 1 copy of Icarus's Attack. Alright, I said Icarus's Attack. No, Icarus Attack. Alright, that is it for all the spells and traps. That is a 40 card deck in total. Now let's go on into my extra deck, which hasn't really changed much, but I will just show it off. It is the 3 copies of my Harpie Lady Sisters Triangle Beauty, followed by 3 copies of Harpie Ladies 2 and 3, 3 copies of Harpie Lady Feather Duster, and then 3 copies of Harpie Regina in her Splendid Armor, and 3 copies of Harpie Kara in her Charming Dress. So that's literally it for all the cards in both the main and the extra. That's a total of 15 in the extra, 40 in the main. And while we go ahead and get into things. So, still no Harpie Lady 1 and 3, no Harpie Sky in her light dress, and no Harpie Lady, and a couple of more Harpie stuff too. Oh, Harpie Ladies 1 and 2 and 3. I don't have that card yet either. But from what I do have, which I'm still rocking, thankfully, Harpie Lady Sisters Triangle Beauty is basically my other boss monster. She can't be affected by my opponent's traps and spells, and she happens to still be a force to be reckoned with. Can easily be summoned, of course, by using Harpie Lady Sisters and any combination of 2 win monsters to make her, which is great. And then just being an outright beat stick that still has access to herself being Harpie Lady Sisters, which is perfect because it just fits in so well. And a definite 3 of for right now. Then I have my, residuals of my Harpies. Harpie Ladies 2 and 3. Our tree is Harpie Lady while still in the grave, so they don't need to send a card from top of the deck to the grave. Their ability to basically protect my monsters from when they're normal or special summoned while they're on the field is great because it keeps some protection going on there, and still a really good asset to this deck because of their ability to be Harpie Ladies. Well, field, because in addition to them is Harpie Lady Feather Duster, who while when she's in the grave, she becomes Harpie Lady, but the same top card of your deck to graveyard, her name will become Harpie Lady to the end of the turn, and then being able to destroy a solo trap on the field. While Harpies don't have their hunting ground to run to in um, Rush Duel, having a lot of access to a lot of these other cards definitely helps. Especially in terms of one of the biggest things about the Harpies is blowing up that background while doing it single-handedly. And of course, Feather Duster is in the game. Most people are still trying to fit in their options, apparently, to try to fit in other cards for the Legend slot. Now, in addition to that, we have two more Winged Beast fusions. Harpie Regina in her Splendid Armor. Still a valiant card, but you got to combine this, of course, with the Splendid Slash if you want those additional abilities. And Harpie Kara, I'm not too shocked about her ability, but I am just like she couldn't get, excuse me, her own dress, or why she couldn't get her or Regina or Celio. None of them have their armor as equipped spells. Maybe there is a logical reason why, but I get it. And it kind of is cool, though, that I still have access to these monsters and still get a use out of them. Even for right now, because I don't have all my other cards. But we'll get there in time. So that's pretty much it for the extra deck. And now we can go on, of course, to the main part of this, which is the main deck itself. Now, I know a lot of people are going to ask me about different builds, and I'm just going to say it now. If your build is completely different from mine and it works for you, that's perfectly A-okay with me. Just please share your deck list in the decks and strategies group. That's all I ask. And if anything, if you know how to get websites or different strategy groups for Rush Duel, leave some links in the comments section. That's all I'm asking. I will go from there. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at my main deck overall. We start off with my monsters, and I'm running the 3 copies of the vanilla Harpie Lady because we can run all the Harpies in it that, well, unlike Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG and OCG. The Harpie Lady herself comes in when you need that normal winged beast on the field in the grave. I know some people are running her in addition to Tonfi and Faith Bird, which, hey, go for it. More power to you. I am considering it myself just because I want the additional cards and the additional support, but I gotta figure, like I said, it's just working on the deck because the thing about Tonfi and what is it? Faith Bird is that they're not bad monsters. What it is that they're more accessible and used for your fusion summons for your other Harpie fusion monsters. So you can get a full crack out of using them and setting up your deck and strategies along with that. Now, in terms of the other thing, Harpie Lady 1, 2, and 3, and Pet Master. This is a conversation I know we're going to get ready to have. And that's simply because the Konami really limit Harpies in the OCG. The answer is in Rush Duel they did. And the reason for this is because of Harpie Lady's fusion monster, Harpie 123. While she can't attack directly, remember, she is still a Harpie monster that can attack up to 3 times. And with that nice equip spell that you can give her, she will definitely become about 48 to 40 something with piercing damage and being able to swing up to 3 times is a nasty, nasty combo. It's one of Harpie's most hilarious combos, but hey, it really works out for us because of how well and structured everything is. Now, one thing I will say, and one thing I will stand behind, of course, is that my girls are apparently doing well enough that a ban list had to hit them again. Because the only other time I've seen a ban list hit the Harpies is Harpies with Feather Duster, but let's be real, the meta has definitely outplayed most of the Harpie combos. outside of what they're trying to do with Primite, but even then, Primite. Then Duel Links, when Harpies got really good, they had to hit Harpies fast because, Harpies were utilizing everything. It becoming the meta. So now here it is, Harpies are the meta in Rush Duel, and they had to be hit for a lot of their major pieces because they treat themselves as Harpie Lady, which gives them access to Harpie Ladies 1, 2, and 3, and then be able to use Harpie Lady 1, 2, and 3 to clutch you the game. Outside of that, Harpie Lady 1 is the additional 300 attack power. Your Harpie Lady 2 makes herself immune to the traps. Harpie Lady 3, while I'm running triple of her now because, of course, it allows me access to a lot of my other monsters. She's really just here to say, hey, I'm here. Bam. Let's get to work. And, of course, Harpie Lady Pet Master basically acted as a pseudo Harpie's not Harpie's pet, but a pseudo Harpie's pet baby dragon where it was blowing up monsters. So definitely see those changes of why they had to do what they had to do. I am still running my Harpie Lady sisters for their maximum summon, their ability to just be some big beat sticks, and of course to play around with the maximum summon, which I still love to this day. It's nice to have a playable set of Harpie Lady sisters. I just wish it was also in the main game. So from there, the only other thing is I know people are going to ask me why I'm running 3 of. Well, I got the room for it now, so shouldn't be too much of a problem there. From that, we got Harpie Regina, Harpie Cara, and Harpie Belle. And this is simply just because these are still the other axis of Harpie monsters I'm using. I don't like Sinora, and with a lot of the changes, I still would not want to run her. Why am I running Belle is because Belle can go get, Belle's over here going to get Cara. Cara's going to go get my full dress. And then my full dress is going to allow my Harpie to swing and inflict that piercing damage. Now, in addition, Regina over here, send a card from my hand to the grave, draw me a card, and then I can place a card on top of my deck. Simple as that. And with how easy it is to fluctuate with these cards, going from 3 Regina after losing the other pieces wasn't easy, but considering my other options, I'll be alright. And then the last monster, of course, is the copy of Ryza. And I mean, if you want to fit in a different Legends monster, go right ahead. But this is the one I currently have access to. Kind of the same thing I'll say with Darkhold. So with that, alright, gonna move on into my spells and traps. Sorry for the mess. Alright, so moving into the spells and traps. Harpie's full dress. And I am not surprised if this card gets hit next because this card is broken. And I mean broken. As, she makes the Harpies, it makes the Harpies not only gain 800 attack, 400 defense, but it's the simple factor of the Harpies are now going to be able to focus on, to be able to have a high level support card, equipped spell with such high level powers attached to it, and being able to be recycled by Cara. Like I said, with how different it is from the TCG and OCG, what an equipped spell. Elegant Egotist, hit to 2, because of course the ability to bring out those Harpie Ladies and Harpie Lady Sisters from the graveyard, or those Harpie Ladies from the graveyard onto the board. I think Party is the only one that can get the fusion monsters. Oh no, the tree is Harpie Lady. Okay, so yeah, you can get them too. And then Ecstasy Spark, just for that buff, and then swing and take out your opponent. It's shutting down their spells and traps because there's really not many of them to access. Darkhold is just here as the Legends card, but there can be variations of them. Other Legends cards you can easily put in here. My biggest suggestion is Graceful Charity for the draw 3 discard 2. From there, we have the Splendid Slash with Hellsing removal. and in recovery for our Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady sisters. Hysteric Party to bring those monsters from back, whether it's on your opponent's draw when your monster is destroyed by battle. And then Icarus Attack, just to have some more fun and getting rid of your opponent's cards. So with that said and done, you guys, I am thankful that you guys are watching my content because it helps out. I appreciate the love and support. And I'm definitely, like I said, I'm going to start looking into getting the rest of the cards that I want to build up with this deck. And hopefully some brighter things come in the future for the Harpies. So, yeah, I'm just ready for it. Now, with that said and done, I will be leaving a comment in the comment section of this video to talk about some of the cards that I would suggest playing or have ideas of playing in the near future to work out with this Harpie deck. With that said, if you guys have any links to, the meta or deck builds for the Harpies for Rush Duel, you can leave them in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, because I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. This helps me out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload more content. Socials are in the description box below, and I'm going to get out of here before I start yawning again. So, with that said, HEJ signing out. Take care.